Most of us only think about zinc when we feel a scratch in our throat. We grab a lozenge, hoping to ward off a cold, and leave it at that. But reaching for this mineral without understanding how it interacts with the food and supplements already in your stomach determines exactly how it behaves once it reaches your gut. Getting your supplementation wrong carries a biological cost. If you combine it with the wrong compounds or take too much at once, you risk blocking the absorption of other vital nutrients, creating secondary deficiencies you might not notice for weeks. Before it even touches an immune cell, your body requires zinc to facilitate over 100 different daily enzyme reactions. It provides the chemical signal that allows your immune macrophages to actively hunt and destroy viral particles. Beyond fighting infections, it is also a primary building block for the development and regulation of your reproductive hormones.
It even serves a structural role, synthesizing the collagen necessary to repair the cellular microdamage your muscles and joints sustain during daily exercise. Because your body relies on zinc for almost every major defense and repair system, it burns through available supplies rapidly. And this rapid consumption sets a dangerous trap, particularly for highly active people. We tend to associate nutrient loss with poor diets, but simply sweating heavily during an intense workout actively drains your body's stored zinc reserves. Research from the Essentials of Sports Nutrition highlights a counterintuitive problem. Endurance athletes who restrict calories and vegetarians who avoid meat often struggle the most to meet their daily zinc requirements, despite eating what are generally considered highly nutritious diets. The issue comes down to compounds called phytates. These are naturally occurring anti-nutrients found abundantly in whole grains and legumes. When they encounter zinc in your digestive tract, they physically lock onto the mineral particles, rendering them unusable. Once those phytates bind to the zinc, the high fiber content of a plant-heavy diet sweeps the locked structures straight through your intestinal tract, flushing them out before your body can absorb a single milligram. By combining intense, sweat-heavy workouts with a high-fiber, plant-based diet, you create a massive, hidden zinc deficit that eating more vegetables alone cannot fix. When your zinc levels drop, the body issues subtle warning signs. One of the earliest indicators is a noticeable decrease in the acuity of your senses of taste and smell. This is soon followed by visible dermatological changes. You might experience persistent acne, unusually slow wound healing, or notice your fingernails becoming thin, peeling, and developing distinct white spots. On a systemic level, a chronic deficit presents as unexpected daily fatigue and an unusually high frequency of catching seasonal colds and respiratory infections. To replenish these stores through food, there is a strict biological hierarchy. Animal sources, specifically shellfish, oysters, red meat, and poultry, are the most efficient delivery vehicles available. These foods are highly bioavailable because they do not contain phytates. Without those anti-nutrients present to bind and block absorption, your intestinal tract can trap zinc directly into your bloodstream.
For those whose lifestyle, ethics, or dietary restrictions prevent them from consuming animal products, targeted supplementation becomes the only reliable way to maintain the baseline levels required for cellular function. But not all supplements are processed the same way. The standard, generic zinc pills sitting on most grocery store shelves behave very differently in your gut compared to specialized, targeted formulations. Take zinc monomethionine, often sold as OptiZinc. This specific form binds zinc with an amino acid, giving it antioxidant activity levels that clinical studies show rival both vitamin C and vitamin E in neutralizing free radicals. If your primary issue is exercise fatigue, a formulation called ZMA combines zinc with magnesium and vitamin B6. This specific compound activates protein synthesis enzymes, improving nighttime muscle recovery and overall sleep quality for athletes. Meanwhile, basic zinc lozenges are ideal for localized defense. Dissolving the mineral directly in the mouth and throat is the most effective method for shortening the duration of the common cold. Picking the right pill requires identifying the exact biological problem you are trying to solve. You have to match the chemical form of zinc to your need for immunity, cellular recovery, or antioxidant protection. Even if you select the perfect supplement, you have to navigate the dosage paradox. Zinc operates on razor-thin biological margins. For daily maintenance, highly active adults require between 15 and 18 milligrams, and taking up to 30 milligrams daily helps reduce the baseline risk of falling ill. This chart shows how that requirement changes when you are actively sick. To slash the duration of a cold, the optimal zone requires pushing that intake up to between 80 and 100 milligrams, taken strictly as dissolved lozenges. But notice what happens the moment you cross that 100 milligram threshold. The immune benefits vanish. Exceeding 100 milligrams total per day flips zinc from an immune booster into an active immune depressant. Treating zinc like a harmless vitamin that you can safely megadose will damage the exact immune cells it was meant to protect. This sensitivity is caused by a biological zero-sum game. Essential minerals actively fight against one another for absorption pathways in your intestinal tract. Specifically, zinc competes directly with copper. If you consume excess zinc, it physically forces copper out of your body. This induced copper deficiency can lead to early osteoporosis, weakened connective tissue, and spiked cholesterol levels. Never take your zinc supplements simultaneously with iron pills, large high-fiber meals, coffee, or tea, as they will all block its uptake. Optimizing your immune system and muscle recovery isn't about swallowing a massive pill every morning. It requires strategic timing, staying strictly under the 100 milligram threshold, and respecting the delicate balance of your body's interconnected mineral network. And since zinc is locked in constant competition with other nutrients, mastering how to handle its ultimate rival, iron, is the mandatory next step for taking full control of your health.